So Molly, I'm looking for evidence of problem solving, that makes sense. We want every child to problem solve on their own. This little section right here is really good evidence of some real good work. Even though it seems kind of long, all of the things he tried, really good evidence. Look right here. He was supposed to say the word eat, like I will eat you up. And you know, EA can be confusing for him to see. And he said eat, because it made sense. Then he looked at it again and said et. So what did he use when he did the et?
A visual.
The visual. So he switched from meaning to visual. But then he switched back to eat. He self-corrected because it didn't make sense. So he tried both things, but he was doing some problem solving in his head. And that is great. That's great evidence. Even without even doing MSV, you can tell some great work went on right there. And that's what you want to see, is kids working hard. Well, you see what he's done here. Let's look on the back side. What do you see?
Well, he self-corrected.
1, 2, 3, 5 times. So, is that something you want to see?
Yeah.
Right. So he's got it. This is a child who you have taught appropriately, and he's finally getting it. Might be a little slow as he starts, but as he gets going, he's doing awesome. So good job. What else do you have?
Well, now what do I do with a kid who doesn't self-correct? Like 1 to 12 self-correcting rate.
That was great that you noticed that. A good percentage though, right?
Yeah, 95%.
And so some teachers would say, wow, what a great reader. I don't even need to worry about him. But you are worried because you're looking at what he's doing. So if we were to analyze his errors, that would help us see what he is using. So do you want to stop and analyze it, or do you want to talk about how to get him to self-correct?
I want to talk about how to get him to self-correct.
Okay, so after he's read to you, and I probably wouldn't read more than 100 words with him, when you see this kind of behavior, and you know that, you don't have to be taking an analysis of it to know that, like, I never heard him self-correct once. I only wrote self-correct once. So you're going to stop and say, Noah, read this sentence again. I love what you did here. And then really just give him so much praise that you fixed it. You saw the problem and you fixed it. Again, that problem solving. But Noah, look right here. So this is something you did not do. Will you start reading right here? And will you look really close at the beginning of all the words? Or in this case, it looks like he added a word. Did he add a word right there?
Yeah, he does that.
So just say, Noah, I think I want you to use your finger here and make sure it matches. Start reading now. Go. And if he does it again, you say, stop. You can't do that anymore. You have to only read the words that are there. Or, what did he do right here?
Oh, I just think he forgot a word.
So he left out another word.
Mm-hmm.
So Noah, if this is a brand new thing you're reading, this is up at level 34, but just Noah, I don't expect you to have your finger while you're reading, but if you get to a tricky part, bring your finger in and make sure it matches and you've got it right. Because 1 to 12 is right. That's a big red flag. It wouldn't really be a big red flag to all teachers, but I love that you saw it.
So what about on this error here when he said started instead of stared?
Well, this is a problem, right?
Right.
So before the error, read that part.
For a long, quiet moment, the two started at each other.
And they really do a lot alike, and I swear that publishers do this on purpose to kids because they want to see if they will self-correct. So let's say he just said that. Then you say, just put your hand over it and say, let's think about that for a minute. There's two people and they started at each other. What does that look like? And I think you'll get kind of a, what? I said, that's right, it doesn't make sense. So when you get to this word, will you do a slow check and make sure it looks right and sounds right? Go. Now pretend you're him.
For a long, quiet moment, the two stared at each other.
Because you had to put it together.
Right.
You only brought visual. You didn't add meaning. And meaning is huge. And I bet that that's what he's neglecting. But You can tell for sure by just analyzing to see what he's using in his errors.